Morning alphas and sigmas. Elon Musk is a trip. And I don't always agree with his business model, but the man's worked his ass off to get where he's at. And as an influential man, he's often the target of these wominists. I got an article today from The Guardian. It's pretty funny. Let's check it out. It says, "The weakened patriarchy. There could never be an Elona Musk. Women are held to far higher standards than men. We are socially conditioned to think of brilliance and genius as male traits, but the bar is also a lot lower for men. Elon Musk may not be a diplomat, but as everyone knows, he is a genius. And to true form, the man has come up with a genius way to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He wants to fight Vladimir Putin, just him and Putin, man to man, battling it out. I hereby challenge Putin to single combat. Stakes are Ukraine." Now, I don't know how many of you guys use Twitter, but Elon Musk dominates it like Trump used to. And these wokeists, they always take it way too seriously. Now, Putin was a little too busy committing war crimes to reply, but Musk still got the attention he so desperately craved. Tuesday, the billionaire shared a post from the pro-Putin head of Czech Republic. He told Musk that he was in a completely different league from Putin, and he needed to pump up the muscles in order to change from Elona to Elon. Not one to let a humanitarian crisis distract him from a bit of banter, Musk then changed his display name on Twitter from Elon Musk to Elona Musk. Now, I know there's a war going on, and innocent people are dying. It's tragic. But to claim the moral high ground and insinuate that we should all be so traumatized by what's happening that we can't even be happy and enjoy a normal life, that's insanity. We can't stop our lives every time there's a humanitarian crisis. All of this is completely idiotic, of course, but I have to admit, Musk is on to something. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we replaced wars with wrestling matches between world leaders? Instead of killing innocent civilians, leaders could just duke it out amongst themselves. They get to stroke their egos and feel like real men without everyone else paying for it. Now, this is a great idea. I mean, you imagine the pay-per-view money you could make? It goes on. It's a nice idea, but of course it's impossible to imagine it ever actually happening. You know what else is impossible to imagine? A real-life Elon Musk. There could simply never be a female version of Musk. A woman could never act the childish ways that Musk act, and still be revered as a brilliant entrepreneur. A female CEO could never get away with spending half her day shitposting on Twitter and cracking juvenile jokes in the way that Musk does. People wouldn't take her seriously. Well, first of all, you professional women are wound up so tight, I don't think humor is even possible for you. And men take results seriously. You know, jokes aside, if you make me rich, I'll laugh at anything you say. That's not just my hypothesis. Research shows that women are routinely held to a far higher standards than men. Now, the study says 80% of news reports about companies in crisis blame the women if they're CEOs, but only 31% blame the man if he's a CEO. A 2016 study said that female lawyers receive harsher punishments for ethical violations. And they looked out, that women had 100% higher likelihood of being disbarred for committing these same ethical infractions. And even women in prison get held to higher standards. Women are disciplined at higher rates than men for smaller infractions of prison rules. Now, I hate these studies, but sometimes it's the only barometer for what's going on in society. What these numbers tell me is that women are easier to control. The standards are the same for men and women, but men hate rules. If you tell me not to do something, I'm going to say hold my beer. Now, even if a hypothetical Elon Musk didn't spend half her time insulting people with names like pedo guy, engaging in possible violations of security law, and firing of sexist tweets about tits, it's unlikely she would be laughed at as a genius in the way Elon is. We are socially conditioned to think of brilliance and genius as a male trait. Another study found that girls as young as 6 are more likely to associate brilliance with the opposite sex. And that builds on the previous research that found that parents and teachers attribute marks in math to hard work for girls, but to natural ability for boys. A certain sort of person is constantly going on about how it would be great to have more women in power, but it's really important not to lower the bar. Well, here's the thing. The bar is a hell of a lot lower for men than it is for women. It's easier to imagine Mars being colonized in our lifetimes than an Elon Musk being taken seriously. So she has to take one final shot at him before she ends the article. But the fact still remains that he's one of the top 3 or 4 most influential people in the world today. His companies are on the cutting edge of technology and stand to change the world as we know it. Say what you want, but this man has sacrificed everything to get to his point. If he wants to have some fun, who are you to judge him for it? He's making money off the same green politics that you women support so passionately. Maybe you should just lighten up a bit and enjoy the ride. But this is just my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon. Peace.